Two. In this video, I want to talk about more like a thing I think we should understand as like a mindset. It's not necessarily a tip on what to do. It kind of is, but let's get into it. Um, and this one, I want to basically talk about like the fact that women generally are not like hunters. Um, they don't necessarily go out of their way, especially when it comes to dating. They don't necessarily go out of their way in order to, get a man or to make an advance on a man. Like, I found that like women generally care about the men, or interested in the men that are already within their circle, or think about them, but they don't really go outside of their circle like a man does. Like a man would see a woman in the, room, and he would go up and talk to her. A man would go out of his way, to go back to a coffee shop where there's a pretty woman to talk to her. Like men kind of do this type of thing. We're generally outside focused. And I think, I'm not trying to be sexist, but I think historically this is actually why women did, worked within the home, because I believe their mindset is generally things that they work within their social circle, what's already there, like taking care of the kids, taking care of what's inside the house, um, taking care of the pets, that cooking, like that type of thing. I'm not trying to be sexist, but I think this is actually how they generally operate. So the point I want to make about this video is that if a woman, like, guess, rejects you or turns you down, like, don't even consider that necessarily a rejection. Like, she might just need more time to get to know you, or maybe she'll never get to know you if it's someone you can't really see again. But I believe that women have they're built basically to have a resistance towards the status quo, I guess. Like they resist new things because they're not risk oriented. So they're gonna resist a new man who comes into their life. Even if they're attracted, they naturally have a resistance towards him. And I think, the feminists they don't understand this. The feminists will try to say no means no, blah 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 blah. When a woman says no once, don't ask again, blah blah blah. But I believe that this is a lie. These women don't understand their own nature. They don't understand that because they are not hunters, they don't go out of their way to acquire new things, right? So because of that, it means they're going to resist anything that's outside of their current social circle, which is why, a man could be extremely attractive and walk up to a woman on the street and ask if he can kiss her, and it doesn't matter how attractive he is, the women are going to say no almost every time. But if it's flipped, a pretty woman can walk up to a handsome man or any man in the street and ask for a kiss, and he will probably do it, because men are, like I'm saying, men are hunters. We go out of our way to make connections, form, collaborate with new people. It's like we're adventurers. So what I'm trying to make the point is like, sometimes you got to continue to get to know a woman. If she turns you down, just continue to get to know her. Just continue to show confidence. And who knows what's going to happen. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but you don't know what's going to happen if you just remain strong. Because like I'm saying, I mean, yeah, the feminists will try to deny this, but I think, yeah, women they're not generally focused on things outside of where they're not protected. Women operate from within within protection, which is why, like I'm saying, historically women operated from within the household, because the four walls of the house was their part of their protection, and the other part was the fact that their husband was guarding that house, you know. So that's why, like, women just generally don't operate in areas where they have to defend themselves. And yeah, people could say, oh, it's because they're physically weaker, but I would argue that it's just their mindset. It's not even necessarily that they're physically weaker. They just, women could, like, you know, their soulmate could walk up to them at a bus stop and ask them on a date, and they'll say no, but then they'll go, you know, to a place where they already know a man, and he asks her out, even though they're not even soulmates, even though he's not even nearly as attractive, but maybe she'll say yes to him because he's already within her circle, so she's focused on him. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Don't take it so personally if a woman turns you down. Like, it's just natural, bro. Like, I've gotten dates off like triple texting before. Like, a lot of people say don't double text. Like, bro, double texting is necessary if you want to get dates. Like, seriously, dude, I quadruple text sometimes. I try not to lose my dignity in it, like begging and stuff, but like, I'll quadruple text to get a woman's attention, like, sometimes. Like, even I was just watching this movie, Taxi Driver, last night, and it's interesting. You know, this is an older movie, so it's willing to showcase the reality. And the main character, Travis, he asked this woman, Betsy, out, and he's narrating the movie, and he literally says, I called her earlier. He says something like, I called her earlier and asked her out, but she didn't want to go. And then he says, I called a second time, and then she decided to come out, or actually go out on a date. I think it was that day, you know. So he, like, even these writers, they understand, who wrote that movie, they understand, like, how women actually work. They're like, you know, he had to call twice. She said she's not interested. He called a second time, and then she was interested and went out. If he never called that second time, she never would have went out. But yeah, I wish people would understand that. Maybe women, they don't even understand that that's their nature, but that you got to keep trying. The sad part is that feminists are just, modern day women are just trained to get angry if you keep trying. They're trained to get angry and say that you're assaulting them. But that's why you gotta be kind of PC about it. But alright, see y'all, have a good day.